Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about two-way tables. So we are still talking about bivariate data. It's just the type of data that we're measuring is going to be different when we use a two-way table. So there are two types of data. So far we've been dealing with quantitative or numeric data. This is data that can be counted or measured. It's always represented by a scatter plot, which we dealt with at the first part of this unit. So examples of quantitative data would be age, height, IQ, because those are all things that when we measure it are measured with a number. Your age, you're 14 years old. Your height, you're 64 inches tall. Your IQ, obviously off the charts, 172. So all measured by a number. Qualitative data, also called categorical data, is data that's represented by a quality or a word. So these are going to be categories you can fit into, and we use two-way tables to represent that. So this is the new information. Oops, meant to underline that. This is the new information that we're going to be looking at today. So an example would be your hair color. You have blonde hair, brown hair, red hair. Those are all things represented by a word or a quality. Your eye color is a quality. And your favorite animal. You wouldn't say my favorite animal is number 10. That would be kind of weird. Your favorite animal is a cat, a dog, a tarantula. Whoa, I don't know. So those are all categorical values. So let's put that to the test. So for the first one, so we're going to decide if it's quantitative, measured with a number, or qualitative or categorical, measured with a quality. So the gender of babies born in Riverton Hospital for the month of June, that's going to be categorical because gender is either, is described by a word. Thickness of plastics. So thickness is going to be measured in units. So 2 millimeters, 10 millimeters, etc. So that's going to be quantitative. So let's try these last two. Favorite ice cream flavor. Since your response would be a word and not a number, that is going to be categorical. And then last, the number of pages you can read of your favorite book before you fall asleep. That's going to be quantitative because it's measured with a number. All right, so here's an example of a two-way table. This is measured with a two-way table because it's categorical data. We're asking your gender and your favorite type of music. So they want to know how many girls, so we're looking in the female column, how many girls like country music? So we're going to look in the country music row. So females that like country music, there's 145 that fit into that category. How many people who like rap are male? So like rap, that's this row of our table. Are male, that's this column of our data. So 240 would be the number of people who like rap that are male. So how many people like rock music? So when we're talking about people, we're talking about in total. And so how many people like rock music? This is our rock music column, or row rather, and 366 people liked rock music in total. So that would be the answer to this question. So again, the reason we like to keep data is because we want to see, is there an association or a relationship between gender and the type of music a person likes? So the way I want to do this is I just want to look at each one individually. So I see country. More girls than boys like country. So in that category, females prefer country. In the rap category, more males prefer rap than females. And in the rock category, more females prefer rock than males. And if we look at the total, it's about even, right? So we have 517 females surveyed and 498. So the fact that it's about even, and we see that more girls like country than boys, more males like rap than females, and more females prefer rock than males, we kind of can say that yes, there is a relationship. Females tend to prefer country and rock, where males prefer rap. And so that's what we're looking for when we're asking, do we see a pattern? All right, so let's fill in the table given the information. So we are measuring if somebody eats breakfast regularly or not, and if they're male or female. So there are 595 students at this school. So 595 is the grand total of people at this school. They told us that 190 male students eat breakfast regularly out of 320 total males surveyed. So the total for male is 320, and the number of males that eat breakfast regularly is 190. So eat breakfast regularly and are male was 190. 295 students do not eat breakfast regularly. So do not eat breakfast regularly is this row. The total number of students is 295. Let's just erase that. And then 165 females do not eat breakfast regularly. So 165 females do not eat breakfast regularly. So you can see they didn't give us all of the information needed in order to have a complete table here. So we need to find the remaining information, and we're going to do that by the fact that the totals are the sum of the rows and columns. So for instance, in this column, the total is 595. 295 is in this box, so in this box must be 300. Now let's see, where else can we fill in? We could fill in this box two different ways. So one way is knowing that 190 plus this number has to be 320, or the other way is knowing that this number plus 165 has to equal 295. Either way, no matter how you look at it, it's going to be 130. All right, so now let's see. We can fill in this box by knowing that 190 plus this number is equal to 300. So that means this has to be 110. And then 110 plus 165 is going to give us 265 here. Oh, sorry, 275. Which makes sense because if I add 320 and 275, I'm going to get 595. So that's how you fill in a two-way table given information. You fill in what you know first, and then you use addition and subtraction to fill in the remaining spots.